Hi everyone, my name is Zachary Jones, and I'm here to show off the blueprint mechanics for my level, that being flipping factories. The main mechanic of my level is the jump platforms. When the player jumps on them, they get flipped off after about 2 seconds, and about 2 seconds after, they flip back to their normal positions. You can see here, when they are stepped on, there's some time to maneuver around them. This is more well shown off in the final section room. As seen here, the player can jump from platform to platform, with eventually enough time passing for them to circle back, trying to find their own custom way to the goal, or maybe they just want to go around this side and get to one of the other areas, such as starting on the right path and going down to the left path, like so. Now, to show off the blueprint for this level, hang on here, which would be this one here. It took me a while for me to get it to work the way I wanted. I originally wanted to go with a different design, but I was able to settle on this one. Seeing as here, it's overall simple. It's more of a box with a box collision. And here in the graph, there is the overlap for the box collision. And what happens is, originally, the platform would have flipped right away, which would have flung the player off. But this way, with the 2-second delay baked in, the player has a few seconds to try to find another platform to move to before the platform inevitably becomes unavailable. And then here it plays a metal clang sound to indicate if the platform is flipped, if the player happens not to be looking at it. And then here is the main actor local transform. Since I wanted the platform to originally flip-flop between sides, and I couldn't manage to do that, instead what I was able to do was to switch the rotation, because essentially it would be the same way, where it flips 90 degrees from the player, standing straight up where they can't really stand on it, and then about 2 seconds afterwards, once that's done, since there's another delay baked in, it will play the other sound saying that it's trying to flip back into place, ending on this other actor local transform. Luckily, since the design is what it is, and it's going a complete 90-degree angle, the platforms look the same, they remain in the same spot, and nothing really changes. Although I did have to add an actor relative scale, because originally it was set up to 1, and the platforms afterwards would shrink, making them a bit harder to use. In the case of the collectibles here, trying for the research notes, they're fairly simple. The notes have a collision. When the player overlaps with them, it increases the notes total by 1, and thus destroying the actor, so it's no longer collectible. And it will also print a string showing in the top left corner when the level is played, item get, to further indicate that they have received the item, and it will also play a little sound. And essentially, the survivor works in the same way as the research note. So does the, hang on here, the factory secret, and essentially just goes to mark a box, true or false, if it's been picked up. As far as the killing floor, if I go back in here and check these, the electrical hazard here, it's fairly simple. There is a small collision, almost paper thin, for the hazard itself. It'll play a little sound here on delay, so the player has some sort of indication of what's happened, of them being electrocuted by the floor, and will then reopen the level as a form of game over or restart since they died, and the player must then start and collect everything from the beginning. And those are my main mechanics. Thank you.